Friday night, everybody. A rare Friday night appearance, but why not? It's the holidays. We got stuff to talk about. Transfer portal, Christmas movies, the most quotable Christmas movies of all time, and then wherever else we decide to go. And yes, we will talk about Ryan O'Neal, the man many people erroneously thought I was named after Ryan O'Neal back in the day, 100 years ago. I was not named after Ryan O'Neal. We'll explain as we go through the show tonight. All right, you guys know what to do. The early arrivals, you let us know the audio is good, the video is good. It's simple. You give us hearts, thumbs up, everything else. If you were joining us tonight on YouTube, the YouTube channel, or on X, on Twitter, you get us on the United Supermarkets text line. You got a lot of great specials going into the weekend. You need to check it out. 806-772-0197. Hi there, CJ. Yes, Craig, the talking box is on. Hi there, Ryan. Hi there, everybody who's pouring in tonight. Yeah. So yeah, Friday night fun. Pretty much movies. We can talk transfer portal if you want to. I don't know why you want to. Nothing. Well, I'll give you my thoughts on that as we go through. You probably already know some of my thoughts. That's okay though. We'll just tidy up the week together. We'll let a few more folks get in. The other thing you can do, you can share this. You can share this on Twitter, X. You can share this on YouTube. You can share this on Facebook Live, which I know many of you are watching on Facebook Live. We appreciate you. So invite them in. Say, hey, we're talking West Texas. We're having fun on a Friday night. All right, here we go. We ready? Happy Santa Claus is ready. Joe's ready. We're all ready. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. That's the website we start your day every day there. You can also find us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, everything else. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Every day you get a chance to do that. Night brought to you by Domino's Pizza. It's Friday night. Settle in, watch some movies, watch some TV, whatever sports we got going on. I know there's some basketball and stuff. Just hang out with a little Domino's Pizza on a Friday. If not tonight, tomorrow night, you know, you're going to get holidayed out over the next few weeks. You got to get the pizza in your body, man. You got to get the thin crust. You got to get the double pepperoni, Brooklyn style. You know what to do. Loaded tots, all that stuff. Domino's Pizza. If you don't have the app on your phone, get it. Will save a tremendous amount of money with their coupons, and it makes it so easy to order. Also, as we come to you from the Arctic Air Studios tonight, if your air gets too Arctic tomorrow, I mean, we got our first like really hard freeze coming up Saturday night, Sunday. We're talking like 25, 23, maybe lower than that in some places around the South Plains. If it gets too cold, they're there to help you out. Arctic Air, call the bear, put that on your phone. So get with us on the United Supermarkets text line if you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on YouTube. That's how it's just like the radio show. You get in on that. You got to use the text line. It's on your screen right there, 806-772-0197. And then we're off and rolling on that. Hi there, James. Hi there, John. Let's talk movies tonight. Let's have some fun. Most quotable Christmas movies, your favorite quotable Christmas movies. Quote along Christmas movies, the movies you can quote, you know, just like it's Lonesome Dove or Tombstone. Maybe it's not a Christmas movie. Maybe it's a Christmas special, one of the 30-minute deals. Your favorite quotable, and maybe you drop quotes from the movie all the time. So what do you got for me on that? We asked you that today. If you do want to get into tech sports, the portal, Joey McGuire had a press availability today addressing some of the guys that are leaving. By the way, Loic Fungi, not gone yet. Loic, not gone yet at the wide receiver spot. Whatever. But if you got some questions on that, we can. And then the Cambridge injury to Texas Tech basketball. I hate to see it, but we don't have a big enough sample size to say exactly what it might have meant, what it could have meant. We think it was going to be good for him, is what I'm saying, but we just don't know. Off the United Supermarkets text line, it's going to be cold, but nothing was ever colder than Matwell's sky punt up 15 against Texas at home. So many things wrong with that at the moment. That was cold. That was harsh. And there's a man living in the past, unafraid unafraid to let things go. He clutches, he clings to it. Michael says mine is Jingle All the Way. Definitely not the sequel. I don't think Christmas movies should have sequels. That is an interesting hill to die upon, Michael. Christmas movies should not have sequels. That some movies could have sequels. Christmas movies can't have sequels. Interesting. You've obviously put a lot of time into that. If I told you that I think I've seen Jingle All the Way one time, that's it. Would you believe me? Didn't ever do anything for me. Sorry. Christmas Vacation, very quotable. Very quotable. We got a really cool. I will post remind me this week, and I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put it on social media. Got a really cool Christmas decoration. It's Clark Griswold lighting up the Christmas tree, and it's the Christmas tree with a cat in it and everything else. It's really cool. It's about yay big, lights up, does cool stuff. My favorite new Christmas decoration we got this year. I mean, it's like a light up porcelain type. Yeah, it's a real deal, man. I wasn't screwing around on it. White Christmas, favorite Christmas. Wow, Bing Crosby, White Christmas. Was not expecting that. Hi there, Cecilia. Not Cecilia, Celia. Pardon. Forgive me. I apologize. Most quotable Christmas movies of all time. We do that with you guys tonight. Tech Sports, if you want to talk about it, we can. We got people still upset about the sky kick. They're after Alan Bowman, who's still playing football. Did the horns down with 3:14 to go. Don Williams put it out there on Twitter. That was the end of that. I mean, there were so many things that went wrong there, but yeah, the sky kick was just one of many things that was not good. Patsy, glad you're watching tonight. So quotable Christmas movies. And it's the best Christmas movie of all time. It's a Wonderful Life. You know, I mean, that's the gold standard. When we do Christmas movies and stuff, it ought to be just like It's a Wonderful Life is over here, and every other Christmas movie is off over here playing in its own sandbox, its own Christmas playpen, whatever you want to do. That It's a Wonderful Life is the best. That's it. That's all there is to it. Bailey, which Bailey? That it's just that good. And if it wasn't a Christmas movie, it would still be a great movie. The Boris Karloff version of The Grinch, says Craig on Quotables. Yeah. Although I never can remember all the right, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch, and all that. I never can remember that. Susian's hard for me, hard to do. CJ agrees with It's a Wonderful Life. CJ is a smart, intelligent person. You guys can get in on the United Supermarkets text line if you're doing your weekend shopping. Get your ad specials. Check it out. Your local United Supermarkets. Do that. Then you can text in 806-772-0197. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter, that's how you get a hold of us. It's just like the old radio show. Hey, Mickey's watching. Happy Friday, Mickey. So It's a Wonderful Life over here. Everything else after that. God help me, Elf every year gets a little higher on my list. That we're 20 years now into Elf. We're 20 some odd years into Elf, and it's now a standard that it's there. I mean, it's obviously very quotable, but it stood the test of time. And they did a great job with that. And that's one of the keys, I think, to a Christmas, a holiday movie, whatever, is that it is not so wedded to current events that it gets lost on future generations. That you can be 10 years old or 50 years old or 60 years old. You can watch Elf. Everything translates for the most part. I mean, there might be a few things, but everything that if you make a movie too much in the moment, it gets lost. And that's key. That's critical, I think, to holiday movies, because really we're only watching them once a year, twice a year, depending on the movie, things of that sort. Daniel is watching tonight. I'll get to Ryan O'Neal before we get out of here. The man that so many people when I was young, when I was born, that thought my parents were naming me after Ryan O'Neal. I was not named after Ryan O'Neal. And when I was born, back in the late 60s. That's right, in the late 60s. There weren't a lot of Ryans running around. This is obviously pre Nolan Ryan fascination with the name. And I love the fact that there are a bunch of, well, now 30 somethings, a lot of 30 somethings and whatnot, that are the Nolan Ryan. No, I was not named after either one of those. CJ says, I don't believe Die Hard should be called a Christmas movie, but it was a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a great movie that was set at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. It could have been Easter. It could have been anything. It has nothing to do with Christmas. It just happens to be sat, how West Texan can I be? Happens to be sat there at their Christmas holidays, and that's when it was there, the big old tower and whatnot. I don't think it was Die. I think it was the second one, I think, that I watched literally the night before I flew to Honolulu, Hawaii on a long flight. And that was the one, obviously, where they take over the plane and everything. And still, like, if I could tell my girlfriend at the time, what the hell were you thinking before I'm getting on like an 8-hour flight? Hey, let's watch a movie where they take over a plane and crash them. That's good. No, I didn't already have massive fears of flying at the time. Yes, I entered into a career where all you do is get on a plane 2 to 4 or 5 times a week and do that for, 30 some odd years, and me with an intense fear of flying. It started out so well. God, what was I thinking? Most quotable Christmas movies of all time. Give me that. God bless us, each and every one. You can give me Texas Tech sports questions, thoughts, discussions, anything you want to do. Long story short, there's still not a single player in the portal that if you were doing a plus minus version, if you were doing a power ranking for Texas Tech football, and many people do, but you don't know what I mean when I say power ranking in this manner, that would have anything close to a half-point difference in any game spread that is in the portal. Not a single one. Does that mean I hate the kids? No, love them. Not a single impact player in the portal going out and probably in the portal coming in. Craig, on one of our cruises, they showed Titanic on the big screen one night. Really? If they had done a lifeboat drill while that was going on, Craig, I would be like, well done. Good job. Titanic. I didn't see it in the theater. I've never seen it all the way through. I know how it ends. Now, I think I've seen the whole movie at various different times, but didn't do anything for me. By the way, you can get in on the United Supermarkets text line, most quotable Christmas movies, tech transfer portal, anything else you want to talk about, whatever's on your mind. It's Friday night. I'm impressed you guys are out here hanging out with us. That's really a testament to you guys and how awesome you are that here we are on a Friday night. You're hanging out with me because I really wasn't going to do one tonight. I'm like, I got time. We'll throw something out. 806-772-0197 United Supermarkets text line. The one I frequent, not the one my son works at, but the one I frequent. I like going in where he is. I don't want to freak him out. They got one of the piano players sitting there playing and everything. That's pretty good. Playing the Christmas music right now. So I'm walking around this afternoon. I had to get ice and kitty litter. Am I married? Am I a married man? Yes. Hell yes. Ice, cream. It said I need kitty litter. I need cat litter. Actually, it just said a litter. I need litter and ice cream. No, not ice cream. Ice. Not a DiCaprio fan. So I'm in there, and the dude is wailing away on the piano. Young guy, young kid, probably in his early 20s. And he's knocking it out. And I realize he is playing the theme to the Greatest American Hero TV show. Pretty good. About to watch OU commit from Frisco, Emerson versus SOC. Oh, that's a football game he's talking about for those who are trying to decipher. Took me a half second. Scott has typed in something incredibly long that I have to hit the see more portion of it. Sports question: was it supposed to surprising to you that all the receivers beat it to the transfer portal? Discuss what that means moving forward to the bowl game and especially next season. Thanks for coming on, sir. I'm not a sir. I work for a living. It means that they probably want to go somewhere they can play. It means that Micah Hudson's coming in and he's going to catch about 90 something balls next year. So your window for catches went from about here to here. And not a single one of them was an impact player. Sorry. Nice guys all. Not a single one of them is an impact player. There you go. That's what it means. It means they probably need to find a team they can play for because they obviously couldn't make an impact for this team. That's really harsh, but here's the deal. Harshness has entered the conversation because it's a business transaction now. I come, I go, I work at will, I leave, I transfer at will, I hit the portal, I go, I come. All right, that's just a business transaction. No more, no less. I'm not talking about those individuals. They may bring the homeless blankets and cookies in the winter. That's great. I hope they do. I hope they love their time at Texas Tech. I hope they have fond memories of it. But when we talk about it from a football standpoint, that's the bottom line. Just is. But yeah, all those guys leaving are going. I mean, you didn't have a massive production receiver this year. You're going to have one next year. In Micah Hudson. He'll catch 80 to 90 balls. How many is that left over? So there you go. Hey, Jim. Thanks for watching. Hey, Mike. Thanks for watching. Quotable Christmas movies, your favorite ones of all time. Do that. Price and especially Bradley, preseason first team Big 12, so disappointing. Yeah, and I mean, okay, why was Bradley first team Big 12? I know they got to put somebody on, but what had he done? What was there? And again, Price, I think a hard worker, hard player. It didn't translate, obviously. But Bradley, everybody keeps hammering on the Bradley deal. What exactly? Why? And I know somebody's got to be on the list. We got to generate lists. I get hit with lists all the time. Fill this out, do this, do that, do this. Give me the list, give me that, power rank this, power rank that. Hell, nobody knows. So it becomes a little bit unfair, I think, to somebody like Bradley, who, quite frankly, had shown no reason whatsoever to be considered first team Big 12 receiver. But somebody's got to be on the list, right? It's really interesting now because we're at a dearth in the passing game in college. It's going the other way and trying to find the receivers like that, even in the Big 12. So, whatever. Are you in the portal? I think I put that on there. Are you in the portal? Would you like to be in the portal? You ever been in the portal? I had many dates who entered the portal. Sometimes while we were on a date. It sometimes happens. Let's see. Movies, yeah. We talked about Elf, how that is really coming up. It's a Wonderful Life, eminently quotable for me. Then you've got all the other Christmas specials. Charlie Brown Christmas special, the best, the gold standard, really, of all the specials. He had y'all claymation of the late 60s, early 70s. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Frosty the Snowman, that's garbage. That's dreck. It's no good. But yeah, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and it's the weird hippie one, you know the one I'm talking about, where Mrs. Claus is like this spaced out hippie chick, and they get married out in the woods and whatnot, and they're all on LSD. Burgermeister, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, there were some serious drugs being done on the Christmas shows that my generation got shown over the years, and we had no idea. Price and Bradley made some clutch catches that helped us win games, but dropped several and should have made. Just described every receiver. ever, for the most part. That if they were any good, if they were involved in wins, they made a catch. If they were involved in losses, they probably missed one. Yeah, the those shows, you go back, you look at it. I mean, it's heavy 60 drug influence type stuff, except for Charlie Brown, which has biblical influences. Thank you very much, Charles M. Schultz. And the irrepressible music of Vince Guaraldi, one of the greatest jazz pianist, pianist of all time. Bad Santa kind of blew my mind first time I watched it. Your thoughts? Watched it one time, didn't do a damn thing for me. You talking about the one with oh gosh, I just blanked down on the actor's name. Billy Bob Thornton, that Bad Santa, with a little drunk midget and all that stuff going on. I mean, no, I just didn't do any. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I'm crank. Well, I wouldn't. Well, I wasn't old then. I wasn't crank. But I like Christmas movies to be kind of fun, kind of enjoyable. You know, I like it to be whatever, uplifting. Quotable Christmas movies. We have that tonight. Your favorite ones, most quotable Christmas movies. Yeah, Billy Bob. It was like a dark humor experience. Yeah, the old dark humor. A lot of times, sometimes it's just not even funny. You know, I wouldn't even call it dark humor. I would just call it crass, and that's okay. Every now and then, crass is fine. Crass is cool. Crass can be great. Whatever. Hey, I was 25 once. Crass can be good. Very good word there. Vulgar. Vulgar. Vulgar is a fantastic. Who did that? Craig? An exceptional use of the English language. Vulgar. Vulgar is not just profane. Vulgar is not just dirty words. Vulgar is not just. Vulgar is a wonderful word to describe something that moves beyond, not beyond pale, but moves beyond just an average sensibility to why are we doing this? Very good. And I did a horrible job of describing the word vulgar. Fantastic use right there by Craig. If Howard Cosell was watching this broadcast, he would say that man there, Craig, knows his English language and he's not afraid to go to the word vulgar. I hadn't done a Cosell in so long, it's hard to do. Wow, tonight is the anniversary of Howard Cosell telling everybody John Lennon had been murdered and shot dead on the streets of New York City during a Patriots Dolphins game. Yeah. That's how we found out about things. And that Cosell was, if not friends with, had interviewed and been around Lennon numerous times over years. Had Lennon, I think it was a Jets game about 8 years before, had Lennon on at halftime on a Monday Night Football game, and Howard's interviewing him about his thoughts on the game, and it's really pretty damn funny. You probably find that on the YouTube tonight if you want to see the juxtaposed comments of Howard Cosell announcing the death of Lennon and then him interviewing Lennon at halftime of an NFL Monday night game. A real Christian movie from the producer Dallas Jenkins, founded of The Chosen. The short movie, The Shepherd, fantastic. Have I seen it? I have not. No, I have not. I'll keep an eye out for it. Thank you for giving me the heads up on it. Appreciate it. All right, let's talk about Ryan O'Neal before we get out of here. Rest in peace, great actor. So I'm born in 1969. Hi there, 54 years old, rocking it. It's not the years, it's the miles. And at the time, there aren't a lot of people named Ryan. Very few people named Ryan. So a lot of people thought that my parents had named me after the actor Ryan O'Neal, who had just come into prominence over the last year or two. Soap operas, things of that sort. What was it? Barefoot in the Park? I can't remember which Neil Simon deal and everything else. So he's blowing up at the time, and people are like, "Oh, you named your son after Ryan O'Neal," and for like 5 years, there's nobody named, or well, 5 years after that, 4 years after that, you start to see kids named Ryan. But my age, there's like very few Ryans. Then there was the Nolan Ryan in Texas, starting about 1990, about the time he goes to the Rangers. And like guys my age, I don't know how many friends I have who have sons named Ryan that were born somewhere between 90 to 95 to whatever. But anyhow, going back to that. So Ryan O'Neal. So I'd been kind of fascinated. Oh, I'll tell you in a second who I was actually named after. Wasn't named after. It wasn't a family name at all. And there was a bit of a, if not a fight, a discussion about how to spell it. So we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Ryan O'Neal passing away. A lot of people thought I'd been named after him. No, that was not the case. So actually named after the great miler, as in running the mile, Jim Ryan, University of Kansas, later Dr. Ryan, later Senator Ryan, I believe, from the great state of Kansas. My dad, a track coach, huge track guy, track and field guy. So Jim Ryan obviously had come into prominence there in the 1960s. My dad had seen him run, I believe, at the Kansas Relays and everything else. And so it was Jim Ryan who I was named after. Now, Jim Ryan spelled his last name R-Y-U-N. And my dad was trying to get my mom to go along with it being R-Y-U-N. And she was convinced nobody would ever spell it right. And it wasn't a long drawn out battle, it wasn't a long drawn out battle or anything on that. She was like, no, it's R-Y-A-N. So that's how I ended up becoming a Ryan. Now, the other name, Jim Ryan, the 4-minute miler. Jim, you misspelled Ryan, but yeah. So it wasn't a long drawn out. The other thing was, it was the other name that was going on, and you guys probably have the same stories about how you got named. Caleb. Thank God they went with Ryan. No offense to any Calebs out there, but I can't imagine. I don't feel like a Caleb. I don't look like a Caleb, but I was this close to being Caleb. I don't even want to talk about what I would have been called if I'd been in a girl, Yeah. I mean, the girl name they had for it just would have been a straight running. Well, I'm not going to say. Shouldn't say. Ryan M. Good story. Quick thought on the epic battle Sunday night, Dallas, Philly. How you see it? Answer only if you have time. Philly probably wins. Philly's a little bit better right now and a lot of aspects of the game. So I'll take Philadelphia in this one. Not by much. Field goal game, probably one way or the other, unless, Mike McCarthy. Hey, glad he got that appendicitis taken care of. Hope everything's good. I'll still take Philadelphia in this. Philly's a really good football team. All right, bonus time now. Movies, Christmas movies, favorite Christmas movies, most quotable. Just throw out Christmas movies, ones you love, ones you hate. How did you get your name, if you want to share that? Yeah, not Ryan O'Neal. Ryan O'Neal, great actor who plays a seminal role in one of my favorite movies, A Bridge Too Far, which I think is it's not necessarily the definitive movie on World War II, but I think it was the best movie made post World War II, 20 years looking back, if that makes sense. Anyways, he plays Brigadier General Gavin, and it's not a huge role. I mean, this was a cast of thousands. How many people of you have seen A Bridge Too Far? Maybe you've seen it. But his role sets up what I consider one of the most poignant moments in the movie. So Gavin goes to Major Cook, Julian Cook, who's played by Robert Redford. And this is when they're trying to take the bridge at Arnhem. And Gavin comes up to him and says, "Hey, what's the best way to take a bridge?" And Major Cook is both in at one time. And Gavin O'Neill tells him, "Well, I'm looking for a special kind of person to lead this mission. It has to be somebody who understands the tactics, everything about what we're trying to do here, and it has to be somebody absolutely dumb enough to think they can pull it off." Hence the he gets the assignment. Does Robert Redford's character, Major Cook, and then he goes back and his XO. He's like, what's that about? Well, it's a nightmare. Somebody's come up with a real nightmare, and that gives us what I consider, in a movie of so many incredible scenes, the scene of Julian Cook leading the American forces there at Arnhem across the river in little dingy rubber boats, taking machine gun fire. They've lost the cover of darkness and they've lost the cover of fog, and now they're totally exposed coming across. This is all real life, and him leading the saying Hail Marys as they're going across, just getting the shit shot out of them. But it's Ryan O'Neill's character and Brigadier General Gavin who sets it up. Fictional general, by the way. A lot of stuff had to be whatever. But that exchange I've always thought was really interesting, because Ryan O'Neil and Robert Redford were kind of intertwined in the late 60s, early 70s. Different love interest, different, acting, all that sort of thing. One of the best movies ever. And it's not a Christmas movie, and it doesn't even occur at Christmas. Operation Market Garden had nothing to do with Christmas. So, see, movies. David Collier is watching. That's a sure sign that it's time to shut this thing down. Colorized WW2. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones out there. World War II in color on Smithsonian, I think, or National Geographic, or different ones. It does feel different, maybe. I don't know how old you are, but whatever. Seeing some of that in color, that it takes it from being a history book, and you go, oh shit, that was real people. Yeah. That's what it looked like in color. It was real. Hey, even the Civil War was in color right here. All right, we got to shut down. We end the stream first for the people on YouTube and on Twitter X in stream. Yes.